Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, I do.
All right, you can lower your hand. Make sure you keep your voice up so that the jurors and the court reporter can hear. If you'll state your name and spell it.
James Glenn Loomer. That's James Glennloomer.
All right, state.
Mr. Loomer, can you make sure that the microphone is closed? Mr. Loomer, what do you do for work?
I'm unemployed at this moment.
How long have you lived in San Antonio?
In San Antonio, I came here with the Air Force in 1986
How long were you with the Air Force?
for 10 years.
What side of San Antonio do you live on?
Now I live on the northwest side.
Back to March of 2022, where did you live?
I'm sorry,
March of 2022.
on 3006 Tawny Oak Drive.
What side of town is that on?
North Central, I guess.
Is that in Bear County?
Yes.
So I'm gonna get straight into it, sir. So on March 29th of 2022, you recall picking what you believe to be a homeless man up from a store near your home.
Yes, I do.
Where was that store?
It was Moss Rock and Vance Jackson.
How far away from your home is that?
I don't know. I'm not much about miles, but I would say maybe half a mile, maybe less.
Had you ever seen this person before?
No,
Had you ever talked to this person?
no.
And here, sir, if you can make sure, just for the court reporter, let me finish asking the question before.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you asked me if I've seen this person before.
I did, sir. I think you just kind of cut into me. So, what drew your attention to this man?
I thought he was dead. I drove by a couple of times. I was doing some errands, and every time I drove by, he was in the same spot and he was laying down. And I thought maybe he was, I've never seen anybody laying there like that before. And it was dark. It was, well, early evening, I guess. And I thought he was dead.
And so around, you said earlier, did you know what time you saw him at?
I thought, you know what? I don't remember for sure.
But it was, you believe to be early.
Yes.
So, did you approach him?
No, I did not approach him. I pulled up in my car alongside where the place that he was laying at.
And did you try and talk to him?
I rolled down my window and I said, "Hey, are you okay?" And he didn't answer. And I said, "Hey, are you okay?" And he didn't answer. So I was like, I'm like, "Hello." And then all of a sudden he just like kind of just, woke up.
And when he woke up, what did you tell him?
I said, "Are you all right?" And he said, I don't remember what he said.
Did you offer to let him stay in your home?
No, I did not offer him. What I did was I asked him, I said, I live close by. Would you like to come over and take a shower and get something to eat?
And why did you make this offer?
Because I was worried about him.
So did he accept your offer?
At first he didn't. And then I left and then I came back and then I said, "Are you sure? Because it's not a problem. I mean, I could take you to Haven to Hope tomorrow."
So did he finally accept your offer?
Eventually, yes, obviously he did, because see, I don't remember much about all this. So I'm trying, I don't remember exactly. He did accept he did come with me, yes.
And it's okay if you don't remember for sir, you say that you don't remember for
Okay.
It's just, again, just answer the question.
Okay.
So you took him home. What happened after you took him home?
What do you mean by what happened?
So what do you want to got you?
Well, he came out. Well, before we walked in the house, I told him, I said, "Just do me a favor. When we get in the house, please leave all your things at the front door. And please don't wander around my house and going through my things." I said, "I'll show you where the bathroom is. And if you need anything, you ask me and I'll bring it to you."
So why did you tell him to do that?
Because I didn't want him to steal anything.
And once you told him that, what did he do?
He did. He put his stuff down and he went to the bathroom. Now, he went to the bathroom right away when we got there. And I assume he cleaned up I don't know, because he was in there for quite a while. And then, yeah,
Did you give him any clothes to wear?
no, I don't remember.
Did you give him any clothes to wear?
I don't remember.
Now, after he was done cleaning himself up, what happened?
I don't remember exactly, but I'm assuming that, I mean, I told him where to sit in the living room. And I said, now, you can go ahead and stay right here and I'll make you something to eat. I had some ham and cheese. I made him a ham and cheese sandwich.
And where exactly did you tell him to sit?
Right in the living room, there's a recliner by the window. And I said, and it reclines back to almost like a bed. So I said, well, listen, I said, you know what, this is going to, you can stay here, sit here and sleep here. And there was a sofa there where I would be, so I could keep an eye on him.
And did he end up falling asleep there?
Yes.
Did you end up falling asleep on the
No,
sofa?
I did not sleep. I was too scared to go to sleep.
Where did you end up going once he fell asleep?
I was on the sofa the whole time with my dog.
So you did not fall asleep that night?
No, I did not sleep. I was too scared. I mean, I wanted to help him, but I wasn't comfortable enough to go to sleep, thinking that it would be safe for me just to go to sleep with a stranger in my house.
So what time did you wake up the next morning?
I didn't go to sleep. So I didn't wake up because I didn't go to sleep.
So what time did you start to get up for the day?
My normal morning routine is my dog likes to go outside about 8 o'clock in the morning. So it was probably about 8 or so.
But you don't remember.
I don't remember exactly what time it was.
So when you finally started the process of getting up, what did you do?
I offered to make breakfast tacos.
And what did he say in response?
I don't remember exactly what he said, but we didn't get to the breakfast tacos.
What instead happened after you asked him and he didn't?
He started rummaging through my things.
So when you say rummaging through your things, what do you mean?
He was going around like my living room area and my entryway area where I have a dresser with things, and in my dining room area. And he was, I don't know, he was looking for something. I don't know what he was looking for.
Was he saying anything while he was doing this?
Yeah, where's the H?
Now, what did you take at the time? What did you take that to mean?
I had no idea.
Object to speculation, Judge.
Sustained.
I had
Sir, if you don't know whether you can answer the question, just ask the judge, okay? So he's asking you, where's the H? What was he doing while he's saying this?
What was he doing? He was rummaging through my things.
Now, what did you say in response?
I said, what do you mean by H?
What did he say in response to that?
He didn't say
Object to
anything.
hearsay, Judge.
He didn't say anything to me.
Excuse me, sir.
I'm sorry.
No, no, no. I'm just going to explain some rules to you, okay?
Okay.
When either counsel asks you a question, if somebody stands up, that means that they're objecting to something.
Okay.
So once you see one of the defense attorneys stand up, stop talking,
Okay.
and then I'll make a ruling.
Okay. I'm
And
sorry.
then if you
Mhm.
have a question over whether or not you can answer, just ask me.
Okay. So stop saying anything.
Yes, once you see an attorney stand up.
Okay. Got it.
All right. Ask your question and then the court will hear what the objection is.
What did he say? What did he say in response to when you said, what do you mean by H?
Objection to hearsay, Judge.
All right. And who is the person you're asking,
It has
speaking?
has not been identified as the defendant, but it's going to be the defendant.
All right. Then you need to lay the foundation for who you're speaking about. So the objection will be sustained.
Do you recognize the gentleman that you picked up here in the courtroom today?
Do I what?
Recognize the gentleman who you picked up in the courtroom today? Do you see him?
Well, I assume it's right there.
Do you know?
No.
Do you remember what he looks like?
No.
So he ended up responding saying, where's the H? He was rummaging through your things. Did he have anything on him when he was rummaging through your things?
On him at first, no.
But eventually, what did he have eventually?
When it got closer to when I told him it's time for you to leave, I'll take you wherever you need to go. He was in the entryway and he had a knife in his hand.
Which hand did he have the knife in? Do you remember?
I don't remember exactly.
Now, were you trying to get him to leave?
Yeah, when he started rummaging through my things, I said, it's time for you to go.
Did he say anything in response to that?
I don't remember.
Now, how did you try to get him to leave?
I opened the front door and I opened up the screen door and I propped it open and I pointed to the door and I pointed outside and said, you need to go now.
And what happened after you said that?
He punched me in the head
Where did he punch you?
right above my eye.
Did you fall after he hit you?
I didn't fall. I hit it. He hit me so hard that I went up against the door. My glasses went flying and all I saw was blood going everywhere.
And how did you react upon getting hit?
I was shocked and I ran out the door. I ran across the street to my neighbor's house and knocked on her door.
And when you ran to your neighbor's house, what did you do?
I asked her to call the police.
And while you were at your neighbor's house, could you see the defendant?
No, well, I was facing the door talking to my neighbor lady. And then as I turned around to go back towards the house, he was coming out the door holding, I don't know what, a big box of something, I don't know what. And I asked my neighbor, I said, please take a picture, because she had her phone with her. Take a picture of him because he's got a bunch of stuff in his hands.
And did you see exactly what he had in his hands?
No, I did not.
Once he left your home, what did you do?
I went back inside to check on my dog because I was worried about her.
And did you notice anything missing once you were inside?
Not right away, no. I was still dizzy from getting punched.
Did the police arrive?
Shortly after, yeah.
And do you remember speaking with them?
Do I remember now speaking? No, I don't. Yeah, I don't. No,
So you don't remember the specifics?
no.
When you spoke to the officers, did you tell them what happened?
I mean, it was
Judge, I'm gonna object. I think Mr. Loomer just testified that he doesn't remember what he said to the police. So when the state follows up with, did you tell them what happened? Excuse me. He just testified as a jury. He doesn't know what he.
So again, did you tell the police what happened?
Yes.
And do you recall what you told the police happened?
Yeah, that I got punched in the head and some guy ran off with my stuff.
Did you lie to the police whenever you first spoke with them?
Yes,
What did you lie about?
about how he got to my house.
What did you recall telling the police?
I was embarrassed, so I told him that the guy showed up knocking on the door.
So the first version of events was that he showed up to the door. Like, if you can answer.
Yes,
So why were you embarrassed?
because I picked up a homeless man that assaulted me in my home. And I didn't want to tell the cop, oh, it's all my fault. I deserve it.
Were you worried that they were going to judge you?
Oh, yes. I mean, I judge myself now every day. I think to myself, you know what? I don't think I would help a homeless person again.
So did you end up talking to detectives once they arrived on the scene?
Yes, I did.
And how long after the initial conversation with the
Can you repeat the question?
How long after your initial conversation with the police did that conversation with the detectives happen?
It's all a blur to me. It all happened with what? I mean, I don't remember the times.
Do you remember if it was a short time, a long time?
It seemed like the cops were there forever.
But it happened in the same, I guess, series of events.
Yes,
When you spoke to the detectives, did you tell them the same story that you had told the first responding officer?
no, at first responding officers, I told them that he came to my house. Then the detectives asked me again and I told them the truth.
But did you at first tell the detectives the first story?
Yeah, yes,
So you tell the detectives the new story. And then from there, do you recall any conversation coming up in regards to sexual advances you could have made against the defendant?
repeat the question.
Do you recall the topic of possible sexual advances you made against the defendant? Do you recall that being brought up?
No,
Did you make any sexual advances towards the defendant?
absolutely not.
Did you offer any type of sexual favors?
Absolutely not.
Did you give him any items to leave with from your home?
No, I don't remember.
Did you end up being treated at the scene?
Yes, above my left thigh, gushing blood. The ambulance driver could not stitch it. It was so bad.
Okay, so you got treated at the scene by an ambulance.
By the ambulance driver, yes. But then I had to go to the hospital.
And when did you end up going to the hospital?
Up after the cops left 3 or 4 hours later.
Now, before the police left, did you end up going anywhere with the detectives?
Yes, I did.
Where did you end up going?
To identify the person.
And how did they do this identification? Where were you?
I was in the back of the police car.
And were you told to look in a certain direction? What was told to you? Do you remember?
Yeah, I was told to look. Yes, I was told to look towards the other police car.
And when you looked at the other police car, did you see anyone?
Yes,
Who did you see?
I saw the man that assaulted me.
And were you able to possibly identify him to police?
Yes, I did.
Now, I'm going to show you. It's going to end up being marked. Oh, Your Honor, may I approach the bench?
Yes.
May I approach the witness, Judge?
Yes, you may.
So I'm trying to mark the stages of it 1 through 6. Do you recognize these?
That's me.
Okay. What are they photos of?
Photos of my head being bandaged up from the EMS driver.
So let's go to State's Exhibit 1. What is that a photo of?
I'm sorry?
What is State's Exhibit 1 a photo of?
Photo of my head being bandaged up with my glasses on.
Okay. And what's State's Exhibit number 2?
That's me with my puppy on the sofa,
Okay. And what
bandaged up and with my glasses on.
State's Exhibit number 3?
Blood on my hands.
State's 4.
Same as the other one.
Okay. State's 5.
That is me on my sofa, bandaged up with my dog.
And then State's 6.
That's me standing in my living room, bandaged up.
And how long after these events were these photos taken?
God,
Do you recall?
well, it all happened within 3 or 4 hours space. And I'm sure that, the ambulance driver didn't show up right away. The police showed up first and then the ambulance driver showed up. So I assume maybe an hour.
Okay. But it was pretty close in time.
Yeah.
How do you
So
know?
it's gushing blood.
And how do you know it was close in time to what happened?
How do I know? Oh, because I'm wearing the scrub top.
Okay.
See, I wasn't wearing the scrub top at first.
Okay. At first, what were you wearing?
Nothing. I didn't have not nothing, no shirt.
And so these are all true and accurate depictions of you close in time to what happened.
Yeah, I believe so.
Your Honor, State would offer State's Exhibit number 1, 3, 4, and 5 in evidence.
Defense?
Judge, with regards to 1, 3, 4, and 5, I'm going to object to improper foundation on establishing the photos.
All right. And with regards to number 6?
Oops. Judge, 2 and 6 are duplicates. They were photos that were marked, that were just duplicates of photos that were already.
So you're not offering 2 and 6?
No, Judge, I'm not.
All right. Then with regards to State's Exhibits 1, 3, 4, and 5. Those are admitted over objection.
Permission to publish, Judge?
Granted.
Were taken from your home on that day.
It was a figurine that I received when I went to do my reserve duty in England. It was a pewter figurine of a dragon. There was a couple pairs of scrub pants that I had hanging on the door by the front door on the doorknob or on a hanger thing. And a blanket, the blanket that was on the chair where he slept.
Now, do you recall accusing the defendant of taking more items than that?
I didn't know what he took. I know, all I know is I saw him walking out of the house with a box like this, and I know that when he got there, he only had a backpack. So I assumed he had a whole lot more stuff, and I ran back in the house because I was afraid he had my dog in the box.
So, but did you ever accuse him of taking your phone?
What?
Did you ever accuse him of taking your phone?
Taking my phone?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, because I couldn't find it.
And were you?
I thought he had, I located it after the madness.
So, how valuable were these items that you took?
I don't know what the value of the pewters figurines were because I bought it in England in 1990. It was pewter with crystal and all that. I don't know what the value was. And
Can I approach a witness, sir?
Yes.
Mr. Bloomer, I'm showing you what's being marked as what was marked as State's Exhibit number 8 and 9. Sorry for going out of order there.
okay,
But what's State's Exhibit number 8 a photo
that's
of?
a picture of my two pairs of scrub pants and the blanket from the chair that the person was laying in.
Okay, and is that an accurate photo of those items?
Yes,
And then I'm showing you State's Exhibit number 9. What are these photos of?
that's my Pegasus pewter figurine that I got from England with the crystal, and that's the dragon pewter figurine with the crystal that was taken off my shelf by the door.
State would offer State's Exhibit number 8 and 9 in evidence.
Any objection?
No, John.
All right, states exhibits 8 and 9 are admitted without objection.
Did you find a knife in your home once the defendant left? And what did you do with the knife whenever you found it?
Well, I didn't want to touch it, but I grabbed a piece of receipt paper that was laying nearby. I used it to pick the knife up, and I carried.
Yes.
Do you recognize this?
Yeah, that was a knife.
Okay. And is it a true and accurate depiction of the knife that it appeared on that day?
Yes, it is.
And what's that paper that's
That's the
represented?
receipt that I used to pick it up with because I didn't want to get my fingerprints on it.
Your Honor, State would offer State's Exhibit number 7 into evidence.
No objection to State 7, Judge.
All right, states exhibit number 7 is admitted without objection.
Permission to publish.
Granted.
Now, one other inconsistency that you had, sir, you had mentioned someone by the name of Ramon to police in your statement.
I don't remember that.
But if you had, you know someone by the name of Ramon? Sorry, sir.
I don't remember Ramon.
Now, did you feel in fear when the defendant was going through your items?
Yes, I did.
What was
Because
your
I had
fear?
asked him, I'm sorry.
What was your fear?
My fear was that he was looking to steal from me.
Did you think that he was going to hurt you?
Not until I saw the knife.
And when you saw the knife, what did you think?
I said, yeah, now I need to worry about I'm looking for my phone, wanting to call 911. I can't find my phone. So I went towards the door to open it up, ask him to please leave. If you don't leave, I'm going to go get my neighbors.
Were you in fear for your life?
Yes, I was.
Pass the witness.
Defense?
Thank you, Judge. Mr. Loomer, good morning. I'm going to be asking you some questions, Mr. Loomer. I promise you that the purpose of my questions are not to confuse you. They're not to mislead you. They're just questions that I need to ask for the jury to understand what happened here, okay? And I'm going to jump a little bit out of order. And so the first thing that I want to talk to you about is this. You told the jurors that you drove around, was it the Vance Jackson area? When you, no?
No, I told him, no, I didn't tell jurors.
Okay. Let me be a little bit more specific. What area or what gas station did you drive by when you picked up Mr. Contreras?
I went to the 7-Eleven on 410 in Vance Jackson, and then on my way, I'm trying to think.
Well, here, let me help you with that. So you went to the 7-Eleven, right?
To get cigarettes, yeah.
Okay. You told the jurors that you're driving around and you see an individual that in your belief appears to be dead, right?
I thought he was, yeah. He wasn't moving. He was, he was in a strange place. I've never seen anybody be at before.
Okay. And so you believe he's dead, but yet you don't call 911 or EMS to report somebody that you believe is dead, correct?
Okay, so can we backtrack here? I drove down
Well,
Moss Rock.
Give me 1 second.
Okay.
Let's go in order.
Okay,
You just finished telling the juror you thought that individual was dead, correct?
not the first time I saw him, I drove by Moss. I drove down Moss Rock to go to the 7-Eleven. As I drove by, I saw somebody
I'm going
laying
to
there.
object to non-responsive, Judge.
All right, that will be sustained. You need to listen to the
I
question.
know,
No,
but it was in the wrong order,
Stop.
right? I'm sorry.
you need to listen to the
Okay,
question and answer the question that's being asked of you, okay?
okay.
All right, thank you.
Okay, Mr.
State-
Loomer, so very simply.
I'm sorry, defense.
Yes, Judge. Very simply, Mr. Loomer, you see this individual and you believe that individual is dead, right? Is that a yes?
Yes,
Okay. And yet you don't call 911 or an ambulance to report that dead person, right?
right.
Okay. What you tell the jurors is that you still go a step further and you approach that individual that you believe to be dead, correct?
Right.
And you just told the jurors you went to the store to get cigarettes, right? Did you get the cigarettes before or after you saw the individual you believe to be dead?
I got the cigarettes before.
Okay. So it's safe to say that you had just gotten in your car after having a conversation with the cashier from getting your cigarettes, correct?
No,
Okay. Let's take it a step further then. You get in your car, and yet not only do we know you don't call law enforcement or
I'm
the ambulance.
confused. Your Honor, I'm confused. He's not doing the right order.
Excuse me, sir,
I'm sorry. I'm
Sir?
confused.
just one moment. Ladies and gentlemen, if I could have you all step outside just for a moment. Mr. Loomer, I'm going to explain something to you, and I want you to listen to me very carefully and internalize what I'm saying. The state asks you questions. You answer their questions, correct?
Correct.
The defense is asking you questions. you need to answer the questions that's being asked of you. The defense attorney can ask his questions however he wants to ask them, and he can ask them in whatever order he wants to ask them. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
So there is not to be the back and forth with me
Yes, ma'am.
where you're telling me, well, Judge, he's asking the questions in a different order. He may ask whatever questions he wants to ask. If there's an issue with the question, then the state may or may not choose to object if it's a question that's objectionable or against the rules. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
So there is to be no comment with me
Yes, ma'am.
about how you feel the defense is asking their questions. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Is there anything that you do not understand?
No, ma'am.
All right.
Okay, Mr. Loomer. Remember what I said, okay? I'm gonna ask you some questions. I'm not trying to mislead you or confuse you, okay? But I did tell you I am gonna go out of order, okay? All right, so you didn't get out of your car to notify the, I guess, the gas station attendant that you believe to be a dead individual outside of the store, correct?
No,
Okay. And you just told the jury you didn't call the officers or law enforcement either, correct?
no,
Okay. But yet you approached them and said, hey, are you okay? Right?
yes,
And you didn't ask them either, hey, let me call you an ambulance or the fire department, right?
no,
Okay. Now, let's just get this out of the way first. At that time, March 29th, 2022, you weren't employed with Heaven for Hope, correct?
repeat the question, please.
Yes. On March 29th, 2022, you were not working for Heaven for Hope.
No.
Right? You weren't working for Catholic Charities, right? You weren't working for the Salvation Army,
No,
correct? You weren't working for the Hope House,
No.
correct? You weren't working for any nonprofit organization that helped homeless individuals on the streets,
No.
correct? Is that right?
no,
Okay. And yet you're telling this jury that you picked up this individual and took him to your house, correct?
yes,
Okay. And so you're telling the jury that you did it out of the kindness of your heart, right?
yes,
But yet you told the jury that when you got home, the first thing you said to that individual was, don't touch anything, right?
yes,
You told them, leave your stuff in the front door,
yes,
right? According to you, you were so worried about this guy that you slept or that you stayed on the couch awake the whole night.
yes,
By the way, you just told the jurors that before, can I approach, Judge?
Yes.
I'm going to show you what's marked as State Exhibit number 5, Mr. Loomer. You told the jurors, and I'm going to hold it up here for them to see. You told the jurors that that is the, what do you call it, the scrub top or the, right? But this top was given to you by EMS, right?
no,
No?
no,
Okay, so who gave you this?
that
top?
is mine.
That is yours? Okay, because the question that was asked to you is, what were you wearing before this? And the answer you get to the jury is that you weren't wearing anything, right?
And I'm gonna object, that's mischaracterization for prior testimony.
Overrule.
Repeat the question, please.
You told the jurors that prior to putting this on, you weren't wearing anything, correct?
No,
No, you weren't wearing anything, or no, you didn't say
I was
that?
not wearing a shirt.
You weren't wearing a shirt. Okay, so you have this strange individual. By your own admission, you're scared, right? And you're awake the whole night because you don't trust them, right? And yet you feel comfortable enough to sleep with a shirt off, right?
Yes.
To stay awake
Yes,
with a shirt off.
yes,
Okay. And you had your phone with you at all times, correct?
Doesn't anybody?
Right, so you did.
I mean, yeah, it's somewhere around the house.
Okay, but again, just to make sure we're understanding you, right? You're told the jurors that this individual wakes up and he starts rummaging through your house, right?
Yes,
You told the jurors that you had your phone with you, right? But yet you don't call the cops, right?
yes,
You don't call them, right?
yes,
Yes, you call them or no, you
No.
don't? You don't call them.
no.
Okay. Now, again, jumping out of order. Do you remember talking to a detective de la Rosa?
I don't know specifically who I
Do
talked
you
to.
remember talking to a detective on March 30th, 2022?
I talked to a lot of cops and detectives. I
Okay.
don't know who it was.
All right, and we'll get into that, okay? Let's talk about one of the inconsistencies you've given throughout this trial, okay? When you talked to Detective De La Rosa on March 30th, 2022, do you remember talking to him?
Yes,
Okay. Do you remember telling him that you claimed to have met this individual through a mutual friend by the name of Ramon
No.
or Raymond? You don't remember that?
no,
Okay. So if Detective De La Rosa puts in his report that you told them on March 30th, 2022, are you telling this jury that Detective De La Rosa Ramon came into this picture?
no,
You're telling the jurors that you don't know an individual by the name of Ramon.
yes,
Are you sure about that?
yes,
Okay. So you take this individual to your house and you're telling the jury that the clothes that that individual was wearing, you don't give him those clothes, right?
no.
Okay, I think you told him he started rummaging through your house.
Not my clothes.
Did you give him anything to wear?
I don't remember.
Did you just not tell this jury that he was rummaging through your house and he took some clothes?
Yes, he took 2 pairs of scrub pants after I left the house to my neighbor's house.
So, okay, so when, let me step back again, not trying to confuse you. Okay, so when you take him to your house on March 29th, 2022, does this individual shower?
I don't know.
Well, how big is your house?
3-bedroom, 2-bath.
And you just told this jury that you had an eye on him at all times, correct?
Yes, yes,
Right? Because according to you, you've never done this before, right?
yes.
And you're telling this jury that you don't know if the individual that you don't trust took a shower that night?
I don't remember.
Okay. When this individual sleeps, is he wearing
He
anything?
wasn't on the sofa. He was in a chair.
The recliner. When he's sleeping on the recliner, the chair, let's just use your words. On the chair, is he wearing any clothes?
Yes,
What is he wearing?
I don't remember.
Okay. Your dog is with you at all times,
Yes, by my
Okay.
side.
by your side. All right. Now, let me go back a second. This morning, Mr. Loomer, and I'm fast forwarding a couple of years, okay? This morning,
Sorry,
June
say that
14th
again.
Yeah, I'm fast forwarding a couple of years. All right. June 14th, 2023. Right. You had a meeting with the gentleman over here to my right, correct?
You're talking about today?
Yes, June 14th, 2023. Today.
Yes.
Okay. How long did you meet with him for?
I got here at what, 8:15, and I met with him and Rose until we came down here at 10.
Okay. And during that meeting, you gave to the state, the gentleman to my right, you gave them another version of what happened on that day, correct?
No, Another version of what?
of the incidents that happened on March 29th and March 30th of 2022.
No.
Okay. Let's take it again, one step at law enforcement, right?
Yes.
And you tell your neighbor that day, you told your neighbor, I think her last name is Sertucci, right?
I don't know.
You don't know the name of the neighbor who lives across the street?
She just moved in.
Okay. You tell this woman, I submit to you that her last name is Sertucci, okay? You tell this woman, hey, call the. You don't remember telling that to,
No.
so if Mr. Tucci comes in here and says, Mr. Loomer told me my house was just broken into. then
She
is-
was misunderstood. She misunderstood because I did not say my house was just broken into.
And you told her that this gentleman, this individual went to your house that morning to burglarize it, right?
No,
You didn't tell her that?
I did not tell her that. I told her call 911. That's all I said. I'm bleeding. I'm screaming. I call 911. Call 911.
Okay. That same day, March 30th, 2022, multiple officers go to your house,
Yes.
okay? I submit to you, one of them is Detective De La Rosa,
Okay.
right? He interviews you as to what happened, correct?
Okay.
Do you recall that?
I was interviewed by quite a bunch of cops.
Okay.
Yes.
And while you're meeting with him, your top shirt, you're not wearing a top shirt or a shirt, right?
Right.
Okay. And so the first story, your version of the events, is that this individual, right? This individual goes to your house and robs you, right?
No.
Do you not tell Officer De La Rosa that this individual goes to your house, burglarizes your house, and leaves?
No.
Later on that day, De La Rosa meets with you a second time, if you recall that, right?
It's all a blur to me, sir.
Okay, Mr. Loomer, let me just ask you one simple question, and I want you to be honest to the jury, okay? Are you telling this jury that you just do not remember anything that happened?
No, I'm not.
Okay, but some parts are a blur
Yes.
and some parts are not.
Yes.
Okay. When you meet with Detective De La Rosa a second time on March 30th, 2022, okay? I submit to you that Detective De La Rosa had just met with the individual who you claim went into your house and burglarized you, okay? Do you recall Officer De La Rosa telling you your story is not true?
Objection, you're saying?
That'll be overruled.
You can answer the question.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Yet, what? Repeat the question, please.
Do you remember Officer De La Rosa, Detective De La Rosa, meeting with you for a second time on March 30th, 2022, and telling you, Mr. Loomer, your story is not consistent?
Yes.
Do you remember truthful?
Yes.
You remember him telling you, Mr. Loomer, let's start with that. That's when you finally, again, tell Detective De La Rosa that you picked up this individual the night before, March 29th, 2022.
I'm sorry. I gotta take a break. I feel like I'm gonna pass out.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to give you a brief recess. You've heard some evidence in this case. Do not start have any other pending matters other than this.
I don't believe so, Judge. I think Hank confirmed that the marijuana misdemeanor was not filed.
All right, so, Mr. Contreras, I'm being told that the state is going to file a dismissal in your case. And if they file it, I will sign the dismissal. But I want you to realize something. Whatever brought you here today, you need to change your ways. You understand? Right. You're going to have to do better because your minimum sentence if this case were to go forward, if the jury would have found you guilty, if your minimum is 25 years in prison, you understand? And what I can tell you as a former defense attorney and a prosecutor, in these type of cases, if a jury finds somebody guilty, usually they don't give 25, they don't give the minimum. Usually they give 80 years or life. As a prosecutor, I once had a jury give someone 99 years in prison. And then when I went back to talk to them, you know what they said? Stephanie, we were going to give the person life, but we thought maybe they would improve. Was that okay with you? So how old are you? You're 36 years old. You need to change your ways. You understand? Okay. Yes. All right. Thank you.
You want to tell her the reason you told me?
I'll tell her off the record.
Okay.
All right. Well, then we will be back in court, not for this case, but our other cases at 9 a.m. tomorrow.
Please subscribe to help the channel.